السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته، يعطيكم العافية جميعا وحياكم الله معنا اليوم. معنا اليوم رزان المساعد. راح تقدم لنا أو تتكلم لنا عن الفرص التدريبية لطلاب البكالوريوس، خصوصا المهندسين. وطبعا أتوقع أنه ممكن بعض الأشياء تكون applicable للتخصصات الثانية. يعطيها العافية رزان على وجودها معنا اليوم، وتفضلي رزان، المايك معك.
السلام عليكم. أهلا جميعا، معكم رزان المساعد، طالبة في السنة الثانية من دراسة الهندسة الكيميائية في جامعة مانشستر. بالبداية أحب أقول إن إحنا محظوظين إن نكون حولنا الفرص اللي تساعدنا ننمي مهاراتنا قبل التخرج وحتى بعد التخرج. مكان فيه resources اللي تساعدنا حتى لاكتشاف هذه الفرص. I want to briefly get into those today. وكيف نعرف الفرص اللي حولنا، كيف نبدأ ومن وين نبدأ. في البداية internships in the UK. What are internships? Internships are فرص تدريبية لمدة قصيرة تجهز الطلاب وتعطيهم experience, the practical experience بعد ما يدرسون في التخصصات الهندسية, to apply their knowledge. As students, why do we apply for internships? Some of us do it for experience, to have something on our CV لبعد التخرج. بعضنا في مجالات هندسة مجال كبير, ما نعرف يعني كيف نعرف what part of our degree we're interested in. مثلا كchemical engineer, am I interested in working in petrochemicals ولا in products ولا in pharmaceuticals. Applying to internships يعني المشاركة في الفرص التدريبية تعطيني فكرة عن المجال الموجود, وإذا هذا المجال اللي ودي أكمل فيه بعدين إن شاء الله. How long are internships? Internships come across the year. Some of them are 8 weeks long, up to 12 weeks long, and some even are short as 4 weeks. They take place either in the summer, which is what I'm going to be focusing on today, summer internships. But some are year-long internships, which are considered industrial placements, أو حتى shorter ones اللي على مدى 4 أسابيع, موجودة على مدار السنة. ال opportunities for different years. إحنا كطلاب بكالوريوس أو حتى ماجستير, في الفرص موجودة حق كل السنوات, إما سنة أولى أو سنة أخيرة. لكن mostly summer internships in the UK focus on targeting students who are in their penultimate year. If you're in your bachelor's, your penultimate year is your second year of your degree. So your summer internship is in the summer before the year you graduate. Or if you're doing your master's or integrated master's, your penultimate year is the third year out of your 4-year degree. بالنسبة للفيزا وساعات العمل, للطلاب اللي على Tier 4 visa, طول الترم you can work up to 20 hours a week, which is not a full-time job. لكن when it's not term time, you can work full-time. And this comes to the part where companies tell you that they do not sponsor visas. كيف نعرف إذا إحنا نحتاج sponsor ولا what's going on? As long as you're on a Tier 4 visa and you're applying for a position in the summer, you have the right to work in the UK for a full-time job, which is the summer internship. Durations and timings زي ما قلت. بالنسبة للinternships اللي في الصيف, بعضها تبدأ بداية الصيف من جون أو جولاي, بعضها start as late as August. They're usually a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 5, يعتمد على ساعات عمل الشركة. وتكون محدودة في الصيف. So if you're applying for a summer internship, you don't really need to worry about إنه يتعارض مع أوقات الكلاسات ولا الجامعة. أوكي, من وين نبدأ ندور internships؟ الحين إحنا في عالم كبير والفرص اللي حولنا كثيرة. من وين نبدأ ندور؟ First of all, career fairs. career fairs اللي تنظمها الجامعة من أكبر الفرص اللي يمدينا نعرف فيها الشركات الموجودة اللي تاخذ تخصصاتنا. We reach out to recruiters, understand كل شركة إيش تبي, إيش الفرص اللي عندها, إذا الروز اللي عندهم تناسب what I'm looking for. It is one of the only places where you could actually interact مع الناس من الشركة نفسها, وتشوفون إيش يبون أو كيف حتى يعني إيش يدورون في الابلكيشن how you can boost your chances. uh, الكارير فيرز usually الجامعات ترتبها من نص سبتمبر أو نهاية سبتمبر إلى نوفمبر. ففي جامعات للحين ترتب الكارير فيرز وتجيب شركات تتكلم مع الطلاب. In some of the career fairs, in these ones, الجامعة talk about them, they promote them. Some of them you can find في societies حقت التخصص. يعني مثلا for chemical engineering society at the university, they promote and talk about the career fairs where chemical engineering students should attend. فركزوا مع societies حقت الجامعة في mailing services on your weekly event updates. Check what companies are coming, what kind of career fairs there are, and research the companies that are coming قبل ما تروحوا تزورونهم. Another place to look is your university's career services. كل جامعة تبي الطلاب, they want to increase their employability rate. They want to help their students find placements during university and even after graduation. So the career services at every university help you find these opportunities. You can find them either on the website where they promote كل ما جت في vacancy في فرص جديدة. They tell you والله this company has a slot for 2 students this year and we urge you to apply. Please be updated on career services والفرص اللي الجامعة توفرها. Because not all companies advertise their opportunities في كل مكان. في شركات حتى تعطي كراسي لكل جامعة بدون ما تنشرها على المواقع ولا مثلا في الكارير فيرز. ف being updated with what career services has to offer is really beneficial considering that the university really wants you to be out there. Another place to look that is not really university restricted is GradCracker. GradCracker is a website that targets STEM students, science, engineering, technology, and maths, where you can find the opportunities الموجودة. You can sign up for their mailing list with specific details about what you're looking for. مثلا, I'm a chemical engineering student and I'm looking for an opportunity to work in pharmaceuticals. I put that exactly على الوebsite and I get email updates with the opportunities that are there, that are promoted on this website. What's nice about GradCracker too is that إنهم ما يوفرون بس الفرص الموجودة. They also help with preparing your CV, your cover letter, the application. في شركات تعرض presentations وتدريب or give you an idea about the summer programs there are. These you can find all of these on GradCracker. وكثير شركات تتعامل مع this website, so make sure you take a look and join their mailing list. Another website is Target Jobs. الفرق بين GradCracker و Target Jobs is that Target Jobs targets a wider audience, ما يركز بس على STEM students. الفرص الموجودة في جميع المجالات. They also have their own mailing list where you can sign up for exactly what you're looking for. What's nice about Target Jobs is إن في شركات ما تعرض الفرص حقتها مثل on GradCracker ولا في أماكن ثانية. Target Jobs specifically بس يعرض ال opportunities. It gives some advice, it even shows some events. It's nice to look on more than one website لأن مو كل الشركات تعرض كل المواقع. Sometimes you can find opportunities on Target Jobs that are not on GradCracker and vice versa. But it's nice to look in more than one place. في LinkedIn. What's nice about LinkedIn is they give you openings الموجودة. You also get notifications for every time the keywords you put in في لها opening. And what's specifically nice about LinkedIn is that الشركة نفسها هي اللي تعرض opening أو تقول إذا صار في opening. You can also see how many people applied to this position, either في الوقت اللي you're applying for, by the time the deadline comes. As you can see here, you can see the number of applicants or how you compare. If you apply through LinkedIn, you can kind of see sometimes where you lie between applicants. Okay, we looked through الفرص الموجودة رحنا career fairs شفنا we have a list of 60 universities أو 60 companies. Then what? Now comes the application process for summer internships. And the application process is sometimes a lengthy one for engineering students or even STEM students. It's different than other ones. First of all, you start with an online application, a short application where you send in your information. You have your CV and cover letter. Not all companies ask for a cover letter, but it's nice to have one where you can just modify whenever a company asks for one. When you send in your online application and you meet the minimum requirements, you get an invitation for online assessments. And for STEM and engineering students, I'd say fairly most, if not all companies, have online assessments as a part of their application. Online assessments are different from a company to another. Mainly, they cover numerical, verbal, and logical reasoning, situational judgment, tests, or some may include a video interview, and I will go briefly over those soon. When you pass your online assessment, في شركات تطلب يعني ما يخلص الابلكيشن حقها هناك. And even bigger companies ask for a day assessment, and this is where you visit the company for a day and go through group exercises where they see how you interact within a group and work. Some have technical interviews where they ask very basic questions about the degree you're studying and see if you have the bare minimum knowledge for the degree you're studying. And they don't really ask you إن والله قارين في الدراسات متعمقين فيها ولا عندكم خلفية متوقعين عندكم خلفية أحد عنده سنين من الخبرة. Technical interviews really just try to figure out if you have the knowledge of your degree. And then come case studies. الشركة تعطيكم كيس معينة من يعني كيس معها and they see how you would act in these cases. Because in summer internships, sometimes you get assigned to work under a project. It's kind of a simulation for what's going to happen in the summer. ويشوفون كيف تتصرفون معها وكيف تتعاملون. And after the assessment, then it is when you get the offer. And again, the application process من شركة للثانية تختلف. بعضهم أقصر من الثانية, بعضهم online assessment and a video interview is sufficient to get an offer. Research the company you're applying for or understand the process before applying. Okay, I have my companies. I know where to go. I wanna start applying and be trained this summer. كيف أبدأ? I'm gonna share my experience with my university, but if you're in UCL, Queen Mary, King's, Imperial, whatever university you are, I'd like you to scale the experience to the resources you have. لأن في كل الجامعات هذه resources موجودة ومرة مفيدة إن نستفيد مرة حلو إن نستفيد منها. Career Connect is usually a subsidiary of Career Services, and it is where students interact and learn from like career service paths. ويكون في pathways. either أبغى أقوي the skills I have مثلا اللي يحتاجها للصيف. I need to work on my CV, cover letter. I need preparation for assessments. I don't know how to get my application ready. Career Connect pathways usually help with that من البداية للنهاية. One of the most important pathways مع Career Connect اللي شخصيا مرة استفدت منها is get CV ready. الجامعة تساعد من الصفر. إيش شكل السي في اللي الانجينيرينج ستودنتس بالعادة يقدمون فيه؟ إيش أحتاج أحط فيه؟ If I'm coming from high school ولا من دخلت الجامعة, I haven't really been participating in much. How do I show what I have as an applicant and as a student? How do I show my strong parts showcase what exactly I want to communicate with the company? They help you with that. وبعد ما ترتبون your CV الجامعة بالعادة you have مكان يمديكم you send in your CV and get feedback. And usually by the end of these CV get ready pathways, You can book a meeting مع أحد من الجامعة يراجع your CV. You discuss exactly والله I am applying to these companies. I'm not sure if I'm communicating this research experience well ولا and I'm enthusiastic about this exactly. How do I show them in my CV? I'd like to do that. الجامعة تساعدكم من الصفر للنهاية. Again, with Career Connect, الجامعة تعطي ورش على مدار السنة, either with getting started with your application, targeting the right UK employer, either as international students, as engineering students, just finding the right companies, getting your application ready, and even getting assessment ready. الجامعة على مدار السنة تجهز online assessments, تجهز psychometric tests, numerical, verbal, and logical reasoning. There are workshops along the year that help with those. Use the resources they're there to help you. Okay, for online assessments, what do we expect? Technical questions about your degree or what you're studying, numerical, logical, and verbal reasoning. I'm going to show examples on those soon. Situational judgment tests and personality questionnaires. And for online assessments, how do we prepare? Review your fundamentals. راح يسألونكم عن أشياء يعني في التخصص راح تحتاجون تعرفونها. راجعوا الأساسيات عندكم. Practice aptitude tests. These online assessments are not particularly hard. They just want to know about you and how you think and how you'd go about numbers or words. في اختبارات تدريبية تعطيكم فرصة تعطيكم فكرة عن إيش ممكن تواجهون. وفي اختبارات specific to each company you're applying for. If I'm applying to Shell, let's say, and you look up Shell Online's assessment, you can have an idea about what to expect and prepare. وهave examples وشركات بالعكس تقول لكم إنه prepare for those because the not knowing part of it is not really something you should experience in your application. Or read about the role you're applying for in the company. اعرفوا عن الرول exactly اللي بتقدمون عليه. الشركة اللي قاعد تقدمون عليها إذا عندها مشاريع كبيرة حابين تشتغلون عليها. إذا في أفكار تبون تناقشونها in your interviews ولا you want to work on later. This is where you can read or get prepared for. So for online assessments, أول صورة is an example of a question you'd find in your numerical reasoning. They're usually graphs with very small calculations you need to make. They want to see you are able to interpret graphs and you're good with numbers. And they're usually not tough ones. And they don't really take much time. Won't require certain equations to know what a prior knowledge. They just want to see how you deal with numbers and graphs. The picture on the upper right is an example of a situational judgment question where they give you a situation that happens in a workplace. ويعطيكم 4 scenarios. And it is where you decide which scenario is the best case scenario or the best way you would act and the least possible, like آخر طريقة ممكن تتخذونها في هذه this situation. The last one is the verbal reasoning. They give you a paragraph or a short paragraph. Or they ask you about a piece of information and you decide whether it's true, false, or not even mentioned. Again, they just want to see how you deal with data, information, and interpret what you're given. Okay, so a part of online applications is video interviews, and video interviews are different than your regular Zoom interviews or in-person interviews. With video interviews, you don't ما في شخص تكلمونه. It's usually you get a question and you record your answer and send it in. You need to be familiar with the question format. في شركات their question is a recorded video. You watch the video and then answer your question gets recorded وينرسل. في شركات you get the question on the screen. You have your time to think about it, record yourself and send in the recording. يختلف الquestion format من شركة للثانية. Be familiar what you're gonna see. Expect it's a one-way interaction and you're not gonna talk to someone. Limited attempts and time pressured. في شركات you get to record yourself إجابتكم as much as you want. Watch it. Maybe think about it again, send it when you're ready. في شركات the moment you start recording, the recording gets sent away. And with time, some of them give you, let's say, 30 seconds to think of an answer بعد ما يجيكم السؤال. وفي شركات بتعطيكم الوقت اللي you'd like to think about the answer, but whenever you start recording, that's it. It is going to be sent. كيف نجهز للفيديو interviews? Practice most common questions. في أسئلة تتكرر بين أغلب الفيديو interviews. أعطينا مثال على when you worked as a part of a team, where you led a team, where you were innovative or found a solution to a problem. These questions that are repetitive across companies, you can practice the questions and the answers. Prepare stories that demonstrate the skills they look for. مرات في job description they tell you and now we need people who will work through a team. We need people who are good with time management. We need people who can think on the spot. job descriptions الvalues حقت الشركة تعطيكم فكرة عن الأسئلة اللي بتنسأل. From there prepare examples and stories للي صارت معكم that can answer for these values. And even if you and they're not really looking for يعني هم يعرفون انكم طلاب في جامعة. They know and you're applying for training. They don't really expect you to be experienced with years of experience. ولا الأمثلة حقتكم على مجال عمل. حتى لو كانت أمثلة من الثانوي في الكلاس ولا في الفسحة. يعني they're just looking to know more about you as a character. يبغون يعرفون عنكم. Use this as an opportunity to show them who you are. Lastly, dress appropriately. في كثير شركات تنبه إنه just because it's a video interview and not a Zoom ولا in person, you can be walking on the street and answering the question ولا come in a hoodie. Dress appropriately, dress formally, as if you're going for an in-person interview. وكثير شركات تنبه على هذا الشيء وعادي إن الرفض يجي بهذا السبب. So general tips for applications. في شركات تطلب reference و finding a reference as a university student can be hard. ممكن ما اشتغلنا مع أحد ما حد يعرف عننا that can write a reference. I'd usually say keep your university advisor as a backup plan. You can reach out تقول لي your advisor إنك قاعد تقدم على هذه الفرص. تعطيه السي في حقك. Schedule a couple of meetings. Let them know about you. Let them be able to advocate for you and talk about you in a way where you'd see إنه يمثلك. صعب مرات نرجع المعلمين في الثانوي. ما ندري مثلا إذا بيعرفون to answer exactly what the company is asking for. But I say usually having your university advisor is a safe bet to keep as a backup plan. ثاني نقطة هي personalizing. كثير مننا ممكن في situational judgment test ولا verbal reasoning ولا حتى personality questionnaires نحاول نجاوب الأسئلة the perfect way possible. نعطي textbook answers. والله يعني هذه السيتويشن اللي قاعد تصير و obviously أحسن طريقة إننا نتصرف هي هذه الطريقة. Don't do that. تذكروا إن الأونلاين assessments والفيديو interviews is your only chance to show these recruiters who you are. Your CV doesn't really show how you'd act in these cases. وبين آلاف الapplicants في كثير بيكونون يعطون textbook answers. This is not how you differentiate yourself and put yourself out there. Make sure you personalize your answers. Be truthful in personality questionnaires. How you'd act in situational judgment tests. حتى in video interviews, don't give the best case scenario. Try to give personal stories حتى لو ما حسيتوا إنها مرة قريبة لسوق العمل. This is your chance to show who you are. ثالث نقطة, focus on the companies you have a shot at. Don't try to apply to every single opening. من الكارير فيرز, من target jobs, LinkedIn, ممكن my list تطلع 60 شركة. ليه ما أقدم على 60 شركة كلها؟ لازم نتذكر إن the online point of the application is the easiest step. It's very easy to send my CV to 60 companies. بس لازم نتذكر إن في assessment and video interviews. And if I didn't weigh my options well, عادي إن الشركة اللي actually I want to have a shot at تجي في وقت I have 3 other assessments وكلهم ما أعطيهم حقهم وتضيع علي الفرص. فلا تحاولون تقدمون على كل شيء. حاولوا تنظمون وقتكم بطريقة you don't have overlaps. تعطون كل فرصة حقها. آخر شيء researcher eligibility. A lot of application processes are lengthy. من applications, online assessments, interviews, day assessments. حرام بعد كل هذا التعب يقول لكم والله ما نقبل first year ولا last year students. والله this year we're not really taking any international students لأن the projects we're working on فيها a level of national security. Make sure you're eligible to apply before you apply. Read about the role, read about the company, reach out, email them, go to career fairs and ask the recruiters about السنة اللي انتوا فيها. التخصص المشاريع الموجودة إذا تاخذ nationalities ولا international students. فيا researcher eligibility. Okay. We worked on our application. We have our CV. الفرص كلها موجودة. What's out there exactly? I'll go briefly over 6 companies that offer summer internships for engineers. Some of them are specific to chemical engineers. Just to give you an idea of what's going on. First of all, عندنا Mitsubishi Chemical. It offers summer placements for chemical engineering students, where it's a supervised, mentored 12 to 14-week program. The main goal of this summer program is to get you hands-on experience وتطبقون اللي تعلمتوه كchemical engineers. It's located in Wilton and it is specifically for chemical engineers to apply their knowledge. ثاني program is ExxonMobil. Again, they have summer placements for chemical engineering students that last for 8 weeks. ExxonMobil, locations, programs عندهم either are in Fowley or Fife. Fowley is a petrochemical refinery plant. في تقريبا 2500 موظف in that plant. When you're applying for summer internships, usually you're located in Fowley, or you're under a mentored guided program under petrochemicals. Fife is a plant where they work on ethane production from the North Sea. In Fife, البلانت فيه 200 موظف. Usually ما يرسلون summer placement students, but if you are interested in ethylene production and you have a strong case, you can apply to work in the Fife plant. برا chemical engineering, نجي engineering consulting companies, and these are the companies where you're given a project or more than a project to consult on or to be guided under the consulting of under engineering consulting. Mott McDonald is one of them, which offers summer placements for various engineering disciplines, من electrical, mechanical, nuclear, chemical, process. والlocations تعتمد على the position you're applying for. The program is usually for 12 weeks, again, يخدم various sectors. What's interesting about Mott McDonald's summer placement is that their application process is different than the others, where you just send in your basic information. بعد ما تعدون the online assessment, then they ask for your CV, cover letter, and why you want to apply. Another company is Atkins, which offers an engineering consulting summer placement. What's interesting about Atkins is إن عندهم مشاريع في السعودية وفي الخليج. If you're a chemical engineer, مشاريعهم تجي تحت الطاقة وتحت infrastructure. They work on technology and water designs. عندهم مشاريع في الصرف الصحي في الخبر في الرياض في جدة في دبي. عندهم كم مشروع في نيوم أيضا. You can apply to one program بس يعني they offer again programs for multiple disciplines وما يشترطون سنة معينة للapplicant. You can be in your first, second or last year. وبالنسبة لمات ماكدونالد وآتكنز الديدلاينز لسه ما عدت they accept based on rolling basis. And I want to say something about rolling basis is that it means they don't really wait for the deadline to start accepting applicants, or the earlier you apply the better. لأن من تفتح الapplications وناس تبدأ تقدم they start even sending offers. They don't wait للنهاية. So the earlier you apply, the higher chance you kind of have to get a spot. بعدين نجي لل general engineering internships. Shell offers an assessed internship that is for 10 to 12 weeks. في two kind of pathways that like من internships, technical and commercial. For technical internships, they ask for the applicant to be to aim to graduate with a master's. For technical roles, it's in Aberdeen. But if you're in your bachelor's, you can apply for commercial roles. Commercial roles are in London. The deadline again has not passed. لكن يشترطون إن المتقدم يكون في their penultimate year either السنة الثانية من البachelor's أو الثالثة من الماسترز. بعدين نجي الأركادس. Engineering programs, civil, electrical, structural. If you're a chemical, environmental, or process engineer, you can apply to their environmental and sustainability programs. It's a 10 to 12 week allocation يعتمد على the position you're applying for, and the deadline has not passed yet. I'd really urge you to look into these companies. وغير كذا الفرص كبيرة in pharmaceuticals. You can apply to Unilever, Procter & Gamble. If you're interested in pharmaceuticals, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson have summer internships. If you're into electrical and technical field, you can find companies. I'd urge you to look into الفرص الموجودة what you're interested in. You never know what what you'd be motivated and curious about. Look around, read about the companies, or make sure to give it a shot. Thank you, everyone. يعطيكم العافية. Feel free to ask any questions. And شكرا حسن استماعكم.
يعطيك العافية رزان، ما شاء الله تبارك الله، يعني غطيتي كل حاجة ويعني it's well presented ما شاء الله. طيب في أحد عنده أسئلة حابب يسأل رزان، سواء يفتح المايك أو يحط لنا بالشات.
صراحة ما عندي خلفية عن masters in your background in bachelor's.
أتوقع البست يعني يعني أفضل أحد ممكن يجاوب على شيء زي كذا if you select الكورس من واحدة من الجامعات you could يعني email them the lead of the course and ask them if they accept or not يعني. لأنه حتى احتمال يكون يختلف من جامعة لجامعة، يعني requirements حقت الماسترز تختلف. بعضهم إذا عندك experience في مكان معين they accept حتى لو ما كنت specialized في الموضوع. You're welcome. أحد ثاني كمان عنده سؤال؟
السلام عليكم. معلش
وعليكم السلام.
النت شوي عندي يقطع أنا بالضبط، فما ما قدرت إن يعني يلا دوبك إني دون ألقى الشبكة عشان أقدر أسأل السؤال، إذا ما في مانع طبعا.
أكيد الله يحييك.
بس بغيت أسأل لطلاب الماستر، هل الجرادويت سكيم يعني مؤهل لهم، ولا أغلب الشركات دائما يدورون الباتشلر في الجرادويت سكيم سيستم يعني؟
كثير شركات graduate schemes includes master students. يختلف من شركة ثانية. I'd say look into the company you would like to apply for, and look at their requirements and contact them if they have an opening, or see if you're eligible. But generally I'd say ياخذون both.
تمام، شكرا، الله يعطيك العافية.
في أي أحد ثاني حاب يسأل؟
آم، بالنسبة لسؤال الأستاذ هاشم، آم، يفرق ويفيد إنك تتواصل مع شركات أوكي، إذا بنجي نتكلم على أن نتواصل مع شركة ونعرض إمكانياتنا للحصول على فرصة، هذا يفتح لنا باب إننا نشارك في إنهم they call us for whatever openings they have. وممكن reaching out يساعدنا إننا نحصل فرص during the semester، أو إنه يكون مو under like a specific program. ف يساعد إذا كان مثل الشركة ما عندها a full-on internship program and you'd like to work for them، أو حتى إذا كان عندهم a program and you reached out or you made your name خليت your name a familiar name to them. بيساعد with recruiters knowing إن oh this person is active and out there putting themselves out there. فحتى لو ما كان عندهم programs, reaching out can help with getting like opportunities. الله يعافيك.
يبدو إنه ما في أسئلة زيادة. يعطيك العافية رزان، مرة شكرا لك على وقتك وعلى موافقتك إنه تكونين معنا اليوم وإن شاء الله إنه الكل استفاد ويعطيك العافية، شكرا لك.
يعطيكم العافية.